Good morning and Happy New Year. If your New Year's resolution for 2022 was to apply more marketing principles to your business strategy, then you've come to the right place. I'm Scott, Technical Skills Coach at Velocity Academy. Welcome to my webinar. I will be talking to you today about some of the principles of marketing and how you can apply them to your business. So the first question is, what is marketing? So the common misconception is that marketing is advertising. In fact, many agencies and companies will label themselves as marketing agencies when they're not. They're advertising agencies. Marketing is about the consideration and combination of many factors that deliver the goals, usually profit, of an organization. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take a look at those. The 7 P's of marketing. This is the marketing mix. So originally this marketing mix was 4 P's. And they were price, or how much you sell what you're selling for. Product, or what you are selling. Place, which is where it's available. And promotion, which is what is most commonly thought of as marketing. How you encourage people to buy what you're selling. It was realized that there was a need to expand on the marketing mix. It was service industry. So the original marketing mix was about having a physical product. And then when you consider how you apply it to a service agency, it realized it wasn't broad enough. So it became the 7 P's we know today. The additional P's are process. How the product gets from the supplier to the customer. People. The people involved in getting the product to the customer, or the people involved in the product and the customer. And then physical evidence. This is tangible evidence of the product. This is the physical evidence that the product exists and the quality of it. So let's look at those a little bit more in depth. We will start with price. This is obviously very important and will have a huge impact on the success of your product. If you have little understanding of the market or where your product or service fits, you can adopt a couple of different pricing models to establish where your product sits. So you've got penetration pricing. So you can sell your product at a very low price, where you might not make as much money, or you might even make a loss, but you will establish a position in the market. Or you can use something like price skimming, where you can set a very, very high price, as much as you possibly can, and gradually lower the price until you gain the profit margin you would need to achieve to set your goals. So that's price. And next we have process, which is how you deliver your product to the customer. This is an important consideration as it defines how easy your company is to deal with. An example of how process can impact your marketing strategy is if you do have a successful campaign, but your process isn't planned for an increase in traffic or sales, then the breakdown can impact your reputation with customers. So for example, if you have a sales campaign and there's a significant uptake in sales, but your process in packaging and delivering and actually transferring those sales from the website into delivering the physical product breaks down, then for future sales, the customers might not trust your company as much, and therefore your reputation is impacted. You can use the goals of the campaign to stress test the processes in place. So look at the goals of the campaign, what is the maximum you want it to achieve and beyond, and then stress test those processes. Are the processes in place that can handle that kind of traffic, that kind of increase in numbers? So after process, we have product. This is as important as price because it's what you sell. It has to be what customers want. And for this, you have to identify what the customers need. What you need to consider is, what is the customer's problem? And by problem, I don't mean what you would normally consider a problem. But a problem, for example, is I don't have a luxury watch. So identifying that problem will clarify the direction and messages of your market. So you need to look at the customer's problem, but it's not a problem as in they've stubbed their toe or stood on Lego. Their problem is, why do they need your product? And that is how you define what the product is when communicating with customers. The next P we're going to look at is people. The main thing to consider with people and how it relates to your business is culture and structure. So your people represent the customer, the company ethos. And can we use them as a marketing tool? Yes, we can. People recognize the customers recognize the people within the business. For example, you have niche industries which might have more fashionable front customer-facing staff. The CEOs are important. So we've got Virgin with Richard Branson, Tesla with Elon Musk, or if you're from my era, certainly Sir Clive Sinclair. The people who make the product and how they represent the company are important as well. So you've got people like Nintendo, Shigeru Miyamoto. You've got recognized people within the company. Another consideration with people is the sales people, the customer service people, and how and when they deal with the customers. You need people who know what the customer want and people who help the customers, because these are the business touch points. It's when your customer engages with your business and therefore can have an overall impact on the business. For example, if you put people on hold because a salesperson wasn't able to assist with the customer service problem, or having someone leave the store because the right person wasn't able to assist with the sale and they didn't understand the product that the customer was asking about, that will all impact profit, it will all impact long-term sales. So people are important. And from people, we go to place, which is where the product is made, where it's viewed, where it's distributed, and where it's sold. Do you sell through your own website or a third-party website? Do you sell through a physical location? Where is the physical location? Where is it in relation to where you're getting the manufactured product delivered? And another important consideration with place is how you advertise, particularly online. Place is important because it enables your customers to be able to find it. But advertising comes with a cost. So think carefully about where your customers exist in the digital world. Where people who want your product are going to find it is where your adverts need to appear. Also, worth considering, websites often come with opinions and reputations. So if you do advertise, consider the public perception of the place you advertise, if it's an association that will benefit or damage the brand. And next we come to physical evidence. Now, physical evidence is evidence that the product is of a certain quality and that it does what it says it does, and that it will benefit the customers. In the offline world, this can be packaging, a test drive, or being able to hold the product in your hand. If you've ever seen a business card, a letterhead, or some instructions and thought, that looks official, then that's physical evidence. Mobile phone shops are a good example of an industry that relies heavily on physical evidence. The phone is a tactile functional device, so being able to go into a shop and seeing them laid out and being able to hold them is key to the customer decision-making process. But then we have to consider physical evidence in the digital world. So their physical evidence will be customer testimonies, such as online reviews, opening and packaging videos, or reviews on video websites. And then finally, for the 7 Ps, we get to promotion, just letting customers know what you're selling. Promotion is what most people think of as marketing, but really it's only one small part of it. We've identified the customer's need in the product. Now, how do we tell them that their needs can be satisfied? It can be done through advertising, online or offline, through PR, through personal selling, or through sales promotion and customer events. And that is the 7 Ps of marketing. Let's see it in play. First, we'll look at the product and we'll mix that with a bit of price. And we'll use the product and price to establish a strategy of good, better, and best. This is having a range of improvements for your product that slightly increase the price. So think when you buy a car, you can buy a basic model, or you can upgrade to a model with, for example, a rear view camera. And then again, you can add leather interior. So your basic model is good, you add a few extras, you get a better, and then again, you add a bit more to the luxury model, the best model. And that's offered to you as a gradual price increase. Now, the car manufacturer example is a good one, but a lot of them have more than just the standard 3 levels of good, better, and best. But an example of one that does this very well and quite clear in their strategy is Dacia. So they've got the essential, comfort, and prestige, essentially good, better, and best. So that is the good, better, and best part of the strategy. Next, we're going to look at another element, and that will include a bit of promotion and place. So where the product is available. And in this case, we're going to look at the company website. So in addition to the good, better, best strategy, on many websites, you'll see customers also bought. Or you know what goes well with coffee? Well, milk. You might want to buy that as well. So this is called a cross-sell. And we have to consider how we structure the cross-sell and upsell and how we maneuver customers through the process. That again, you can see there, do we move them across the cross-sell and then upsell? So do we offer them additional products and then offer them better products, or do we offer them better products and then additional products? And getting that right will give the opportunity to maximize profit per customer, profit per visit on the website. So you can see the 7 Ps in place there to maximize profit. Next, we will look at the customer life cycle. We must consider the value of a customer. If I go to the shop and buy a chocolate bar, then my value is 1 chocolate bar. But if I have a great customer experience, the product is good, and I'll go back again and again, that's my customer lifetime value. And it's the profit on the chocolate bar multiplied by the amount of times I visit, which will be a lot. The customer life cycle is made up of reach, which is letting the customers know your product exists. Acquisition, which is getting them interested. Conversion, they've bought the product. Retention, they buy again. And loyalty, they become brand champions. They tell friends, they post on social media about how wonderful your product is. So the assumption is often that the profit is in conversion, which is 1 chocolate bar. The profit is in retention, which is many, many chocolate bars. And then loyalty impacts marketing costs. For how we manage customers through this process, we have to consider key pinch points, what stops customers progressing through the life cycle, and moments of truth, what triggers a customer to move from, for example, acquisition to conversion, retention to loyalty. Well, what is it? The answer is in the 7 Ps. Is it price for conversion? Process for retention? Does physical evidence impact loyalty? Identifying the moments of truth, the key pinch points, and linking them to the 7 Ps will have a huge positive impact on your company's profits. So now let's have a quick look at competitor analysis, or SWOT analysis. So this is looking at your competitors, and it's looking at your company and your competitors' companies, and it's looking at strengths. What do you do well? Look at the 7 Ps. Is it price, products? Is it people? And then look at what your competitors do well. Then we look at weaknesses. What is stopping your company performing at optimum level? And again, look at your competitors and what is stopping them. Opportunities. What external factors can you exploit to get an edge on the competition? How your competitors can get an edge on you? How can we expand on core products and services? And finally, threats. What can have a negative impact on our business, such as customer trends? Is your product becoming outdated? So use the 7 Ps and the customer lifecycle to identify and clarify these points. The strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Are they within the customer lifecycle, and then can they be linked to the 7 Ps? Once we have our analysis and understanding of our business, it's time to strategize growth. And for this, we will use SMART goals. This is a clear route to understanding, planning, and delivering business improvement. SMART goals are very important. So SMART goals are specific. There's a clear definition of what we want. The outcome is not vague. So not more sales, but a 50% increase in repeat customers. Make it really specific what you want to talk about. Ask the questions who, what, where, when, and why when setting the goal outcome. The goal has to be measurable. You must be able to measure the success of the campaign. It must be achievable. It must be a realistic goal. There's no point in setting a goal of I want to make £1 billion when you've got a small local shop. Your goals have to be achievable. It's important for morale and for everybody involved in achieving the goal and in the process. Relevant. The goal must be relevant. It must have a positive impact on your business. And finally, time bound. The goal must have a clarified end time by which it's achieved or certainly assessed. This will help you lay out the calendar of tasks. So if we make sure that all the goals we set as a business are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound, then it will help us grow the business. We will have clarity on what we're achieving for that growth. And then, as we can see, SMART goals can relate to customer lifecycle, can relate to SWOT analysis, and it all goes back to the 7 Ps of marketing. So if your SWOT analysis has identified opportunities, your customer lifecycle has a significant pinch point that needs a moment of truth, and then this can be then linked and identified by one of the 7 Ps, then you can set the right SMART goals to improve the performance of your business. I hope you gained something today from this small element of marketing principles. And if you did and feel your business could benefit from more marketing knowledge, then do get in touch to ask about one of our marketing apprenticeships for new and existing employees. Goodbye.